One of the things that I encounter a lot running this YouTube channel and something that's kind of frustrating is for the losing team, it doesn't matter how much good I say about your team and what you guys did today. For the losing team's fan base, they get so mad at me and they only try to pinpoint either the really good things that I say about the team that they lost to or some of the bad things that I said that they did in this particular game. So, I guess I apologize in advance to the Utah fans who are just going to do that and get mad at me for that. But hopefully for you sensible ones, you'll understand that Utah did a lot right in this game. Cam Rising, I was hella impressed with him, man. Coming into this game, I felt like some of the games that I looked at and watched throughout Utah's season this year, particularly the 2 Oregon games, Cam Rising did not have his best effort with his arm. I felt like that was a big issue for him coming into this one. Ohio State secondary is not that bad. It's a pretty decent secondary and especially talented. They're young, but they're definitely talented. And I felt like Cam Rising's arm was not going to be enough to get over the hump to beat the Buckeyes today. I knew his legs could do it, and that 62-yard scamper, goodness, spin move, and he was off for the races. So I was impressed with his legs, but I knew I'd be impressed with his legs. It was his arm today. He threw the ball a lot better, a lot more efficient, and was a lot more accurate, went through his progressions, and really found the open receivers way better than he did against Oregon. Something that got lost in those Oregon games was that Cam Rising really had it easy. They ran the ball so well. They absolutely beat up Oregon, and Cam Rising didn't have to do much. He did not have to do much to win that football game, and I thought Ohio State was going to make him do much this time around. I was wrong about that. Ohio State's D-line did not show up, but we'll get into that more later. But yeah, he had to throw the ball this time around. He had to get it done with his arm. They ran the ball relatively effectively, but, not well enough to actually be able to just dismantle Ohio State that way, the way Michigan did. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that's what happened in that game. So he did have to make some throws, and he made them. I'm telling you, he went through his progressions. He found the open man, and he did a great job all along. And even when he didn't have a wide open guy, he really put the ball on a tightrope and made some excellent throws. Very impressed with him. And just impressed with the Utah defense in general. They went tit for tat, especially the first half. They scored 35 points, but they slowed down in the second half. And a lot of that has to do with some of the adjustments that Ohio State made. But a lot of it has to do with just, some play calls on 3rd and short and just some good stoppages out of Ohio State on those 3rd and short opportunities. Their defense really stepped up against the run on the 3rd and shorts later on, and I think that was the telltale factor of the game. That's why Utah didn't score as much in the second half. They only scored 10. Otherwise, they may have been able to run away with it, even with how prolific Ohio State's offense was, because Ohio State's offense, with how prolific they were, they still only won by 3 points because they dug themselves in too much of a hole early on. But where Utah went wrong, was what I said in the preview video, and a lot of Utah fans got mad at me. They said that I was dogging them. They said I was dogging the recruiting rankings and stuff like that, and saying that, their hard work can't possibly beat Ohio State in the talent. And I just wasn't saying that. I was trying to tell you guys I'm giving Ohio State a lot of props. I'm not trying to knock you guys down a notch. I'm just saying that I respect Ohio State's offense that much, and I feel like Utah fans probably should have respected it more in the comments. The speed on there, even with Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and all those guys out, and Nicholas Petit-Frere out at the offensive tackle position, the speed was just unreal. I love Jaxon Smith-Njigba. As a Michigan fan, I don't like him, but as a college football fan, he is the real deal. 347 yards today. Now, I didn't expect him to go off like that, but I definitely thought he was going to have, with him being the main receiver today, I thought he was going to have himself a 250-yard game. I mean, if you look at Ohio State's receivers all year long, they have had explosive games, all 3 of them. So when you take the 2 main guys out, or 2 of the main guys out, that one guy who's been playing all season long and has had that little camaraderie ship with C.J. Stroud, he's going to go absolutely bonkers. And he did. 3 touchdowns, 347 yards. I think it was 15 catches, but He went wild. He went wild. And I said it all year. Ohio State fans know this. A lot of you do. Jaxon Smith-Njigba is your best receiver. He was the best receiver all year long, in my opinion. And now that he's the guy, we're going to see next year. Unfortunately for us Michigan fans, we're going to see. But even Marvin Harrison Jr., an excellent effort out of him. Julian Fleming had some nice grabs. Harrison had 71 yards, I think it was, 3 touchdowns. It was just a great day, like father, like son. C.J. Stroud is a stud. 6 touchdowns. The one bad interception, but almost had 600 yards. I believe it was 573. He was really putting the ball on the rope and slinging it as well. Although I will say he had it a little bit easier than Rising did, simply because, Ohio State averaged 5.5 yards per carry. They were getting the run game going. But on top of that, his receivers, Smith-Njigba is just so quick, so fast, such a good route runner. So is Harrison and the other guys that, they were open. They were easy throws to make, and the protection for Ohio State, even without their main offensive tackle, was, in my opinion, one of the biggest reasons why Utah could not get the stops on defense. I believe that was the best. I believe that was one of the biggest reasons why Ohio State won today, because Utah had to dominate in the trenches on both sides of the field, and they were dominant on the offensive side of the field in the trenches to some extent, but they were not on the defensive side. They could not get enough pressure on C.J. Stroud, and they really made life easy for C.J. Stroud. You can't give Stroud all that time to sit back there and just look through his progressions with those kind of receivers. Even without Wilson and Olave, you can't give that kind of time, man. You can't give that kind of time. So Utah fans, don't think that I'm knocking you, man. I think the world of Utah. I like their program. I really like Kyle Whittingham. I think he's a heck of a coach, heck of a person, man. And I like your fan base. So don't make me not like you, because I'm already having to deal with a bunch of SEC people right now. My Michigan Wolverines got our butts whooped yesterday, okay? There are moments where speed kills in college football. In fact, it's more often than not that speed kills in college football. Yesterday, Michigan was a testament to that. We got our butts whooped because we couldn't keep up with the speed of Georgia and just the athleticism of Georgia overall. And there were other reasons. They had a better game plan and all that good stuff. Today, you didn't get your butt whooped. You had a much better outing than what Michigan did, that's for sure. But you lost because speed kills, man. You had nobody to guard Smith-Njigba. I said that during the preview. The talent out of these Ohio State receivers is just astronomical, and Smith-Njigba especially. He's fast, he's quick, he can do it all, and he's going to burn you. He's going to burn you more often than not, and you saw that happen. It could have been worse, man. It was a great Rose Bowl. It's one of the best Rose Bowls I've ever seen. I love the game. I thought it was an instant classic, and it was an excellent game. I'm glad it was after covering some pretty bad games, and it was a fun affair, man. No team has anything to be sad about or hold their head low over. I feel like it was an excellent affair for both teams. Great outing, good game. And in the end, could have been a little bit worse for Utah. There were some mistakes, the interception for Ohio State, and then the fumble from Jaxon Smith-Njigba, but I'd say he more than made up for it. Ohio State, congratulations. I got a lot of great Ohio State fans, a lot of great people, man. Congratulations. I'm happy for you guys. Rose Bowl champions. Utah, great season, excellent season. Nothing to be sad over, man.